I asked for Kendrick Lamar versus Drake, and what I got was Pusha T versus Jim Jones. Let's get off into it. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Read My Soul, and I'm back with a video for you. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's being blessed. Let's get off into it. Recently, the internet has been on fire with the talk of Pusha T versus Jim Jones. Now, before I deep dive into that, I will say that's how dry hip-hop is right now. Pusha T is maybe, he's maybe a B-list rapper. He might even consider himself maybe even a C-list rapper when it comes to attention. When it comes to bars and lyrics, I believe Pusha T is definitely top 50 rappers, right? That's kind of how this whole thing started. Jim Jones claimed that Pusha T isn't a top 50 rapper, and I personally just don't believe that. Pusha T is one of my favorite rappers all time, and I think he's definitely a worthy adversary to Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Drake, obviously, and you know, he should be up there when it comes to lyrics with those Jadakiss, Big L, KRS-One, Kendrick Lamar people. Like, he's a bar guy. You could say that Jim Jones is maybe I don't want to disrespect Jim because I'm from Harlem. I have a love for Dipset. They're not my favorite. I definitely picked the Locks to beat Dipset, while everybody else in my friend group were picking Dipset because of what they had as far as cultural impact. Personally, I think Jim Jones is definitely, like, I don't want to say Z-list rapper, but that's the best way I could describe it. He's definitely not in that A, B, C, D, E. He may be an E-list rapper. Let's just say that, to give respect to Jim Jones, who has been putting out amazing projects recently. But that's how dry the hip-hop game is. We didn't get the Kendrick and Drake battle that I want, or even a Cole and Kendrick, or whoever. Like, we're not getting those major rapper battles. We're getting Jim Jones and Pusha T. It's odd because, you know, they seem like they're in the same category, but they aren't. One would say they may have been in the same category at one time. When it comes to Dipset, I'm gonna pick Joel Santana, and most people will pick Cameron before they pick Jim Jones, right? That's just a fact, right? Let's keep it real. And some people would say that Malice, I think he's no Malice, or is he Malice now? I don't know. Malice is the better of the two out of the clips. At one point, you could say this was an equal battle, but Jim Jones is not on the level of Pusha T. Let's just be completely honest. Jim Jones does not have any Grammy nominated anything. I don't know if he got Grammy nominated for his biggest hit, which is Ballin', which, don't get me wrong, in 2008, 2007, it had the world in a frenzy. Shout out to Max B, if you know. You know, that's his biggest hit to date. Pusha doesn't have like the one defining solo big hit, but everybody knows Grinding, What Happened to That Boy. His verses on Kanye West records like Runaway, right? We know his verses on Runaway. He has been Grammy nominated for his last two albums, and if you ask me, the one that Cardi B won, maybe 2018, 2019, he was definitely robbed. You know, that was like a woman empowerment Grammy nomination. No disrespect to Cardi B, but like a rap album of the year, I don't think she beat Nipsey Hussle, Victory Lap, or Daytona. Daytona is one of the best rap albums all time. It's 7 perfect tracks, and it sparked one of the greatest beefs of all time. I think that Pusha T has pushed himself into a stratosphere that many people can't keep up with. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's up there. If there's a Drake, a Kendrick, a Cole, Mike could say there's a Pusha. He does not do the popular records that a Young Thug or any of these other rappers that you can put there. He doesn't do that. And to have a #1 album on his last project, It's Almost Dry, is very telling of staying true to yourself and not selling out. So shout out to Pusha T. He had one of the best rap albums last year. I mean, nothing last year, nothing in a long time is better than this Kendrick Lamar album. And it's gonna take a lot of people to really realize that. But he definitely was my second choice for rap album of the year. It's Almost Dry. It's a perfect record. He has half of it produced by Pharrell, half of it produced by Kanye West. So I think that Jim Jones is out of his league. As of right now, we have not, I'm recording this on the 26th, Monday, June 26th. We have not even heard the full Pusha T record, but we have had a response from just snippets and subliminals from Jim Jones. And I'm gonna be personally honest with you, I do not like Jim Jones's response. There's some highs there, but most of it is very low. Him talking about shooters and running up on you in Paris and all these different things that's just like, I just don't like, keep it rap. You know what I'm saying? Pusha is a rapper's rapper. You talking about running up on him and Kanye had you with slaves and that's what gave you it's like, it's not good. And calling his brother a crackhead, it's just really low hanging fruit. Personally, I do respect the response, but the way he even did it is corny. I'm sorry. Like every B-list, every Z-list rapper on this side of the Mississippi has done this block thing where they get a C-stand and they put the microphone here. She get wicked. Shout out to him because he was like one of the first ones that really got that popping. I personally just didn't like it. Everybody's on the internet talking about how Pusha did it at a whitewash LV Louis Vuitton modeling show, and Jim Jones went back to the block and Jim Jones did the street. It's like Jim Jones that's a whitewash block too. If you ever been to Harlem recently, Harlem is very whitewashed and a lot of people don't own nothing in Harlem. The main things that we own there is project buildings. A lot of people don't really even have apartments in Harlem like that no more. But I digress. I think that it's levels to this. One can say, oh, Jim Jones did it on the streets in the gutter, but with some trash in the back and some rats running around. That's hood, that's street. But I think that where we're at in rap, we have transcended the hood and the street, and the whole punch that everybody was saying about Pusha is that he doesn't have any cultural impact. Nobody wanted to dress like Pusha and all these different things. So for Pusha to do that at a fashion show with Beyonce, Jay-Z, and his homie, his main man's from Virginia running the helm, Pharrell Williams, I think that just shows there's a different level to this. And depending on what you like is depending on what you're gonna respect. Don't disrespect Jim Jones, what he did, but I definitely respect what Pusha has done, because from Bape to Pyrex, you know, just real expensive taste rap, like real, like chic rap. I think the taste level of Pusha is something that definitely has garnered respect and definitely has changed and shifted the culture. I mean, let's give credit to Meek Mill for punching a hole in Drake's ship that leaked out into a big battle, because if you think about it, Meek came out there and said what he said, even though there's been rumors, you know, even though we gonna be all right, and King Kunta came out before before Meek Mill said anything about ghostwriters. Like, Kendrick was kind of getting at him, but Meek Mill actually put a stamp on it. Is what created the beef between Pusha and Drake, you know? So Pusha is definitely influential in the hip-hop game, and I think that his response is gonna be scathing. I don't even think that it's not even right that we haven't even heard the full song, right? Like, we haven't even heard the full song. And Jim Jones, of course, being a clout junkie, this being his moment, he capitalized on it. So shout out to him. I've never been a big fan of Jim Jones. I'm gonna be real with you. Like I said, I'm gonna go Cameron, Joel Santana, J.R. Ryder before. I'm definitely a True Life fan, so I don't really respect the fact that Dipset went at Jay-Z, because True Life, if you know, you know. I'm really into this hip hop stuff. Like, it's not much you can talk to me about that I don't know, and I don't have to go Google it up. I was there. I grew up in Harlem. I grew up in New York. I listened to Hot 97 live when Dare Summer was done, when people would go up and do their freestyles. So I love this stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted Drake versus Kendrick Lamar, but I am happy to take Pusha T versus Jim Jones, even though I think it is very odd. Jim Jones kind of asked for it, you know. I don't get how you allow Drake to give you a moment in your own city, and then you just jump off the bridge for him and just start talking like he's the man, and like Pusha's not top 50. Pusha's definitely top 50. What he's done in the clips, right? And that's just another thing, because everybody's trying to give Andre 3000 this top thing for what he did with what he does on features and what he does with. Obviously, he's never really had a full solo project. They give him like top 5. People give Andre 3000 top 5 for what he's done with Outkast, but they won't give Pusha top 50 because he's not a solo artist. Like, grinding is one of the best beats ever. Like, I can do the grinding beat right now. Like, that is one of the best beats ever. Shout out to Pharrell, but they, from Get It, the Backyard, the Yard. Like, I'm the neighborhood pusher. Call me subwoofers. What? Cause I pump bass like that, Jack. On and off the track. What? You're crazy. If you don't know the impact of Pusha T and believe he doesn't have any impact, tell me what you think in the comment section. Who are you rocking with? Even though we haven't even gotten the Pusha record, do you think Jim Jones is a worthy adversary of Pusha T? I mean, he's like 18-1. The only time I've ever seen him really take an L online is him kind of like distancing himself from Kanye West. Everybody kind of hated that, but if he makes up with Kanye, Pusha is undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Like undefeated on the internet. And I think even this has made people not even think about that. I think people are just excited to have something go on in rap that isn't crying. I thought Young Thug's project was not that great. I didn't even listen to Gunna's project. Never was a big Gunna fan. I like Young Thug, but I thought the project was booty. But I'm glad hip hop is in the forefront. Like I said, leave your comments in the comment section. This does make me a little happy because I live for this, especially Beef. I used to love watching the Beef series back in the day. I can't even lie. I know it's not great. I know it had in the past has ended in a lot of death, but if we can keep this on wax, I think this is good for hip hop. Maybe it will get other people to start saying each other's name and competing again, because it's almost dry. I'm out of here. Peace.